Today's tale begins with a wicker basket, a block of Stilton the size of a toddler, and a mystery so small it really shouldn't matter. And yet somehow it completely changed how one team worked. Grab a brew, grab a blanket, grab your slightly burnt mince pies. I'm Caroline Esterson, and this is Little Moves, Big Careers, your Christmas edition. Small stories, big lessons, and absolutely no corporate tinsel. Welcome to the case of the misdelivered Christmas hamper. The mysterious hamper appeared on Monday morning. No one saw it arrive. No one signed for it. No one claimed it. It simply sat there, right in the centre of desk 14, with the unsettling confidence of a gift that just knew it wasn't yours, but expected you to look after it anyway. Desk 14, you should know, belonged to Margaret. Every office has a Margaret, the immovable pillar of the department, the unofficial keeper of ancient secrets, and the woman who knows exactly where the bodies and the missing toner cartridges are buried. Margaret had been in marketing longer than most of the leadership team had been out of university. She was the longest-serving member of the department and carried herself with the weary authority of someone who had seen absolutely everything and been completely unimpressed by most of it. Her official title was something like, Senior Brand Operations Coordinator, but everyone knew her real job was the maintainer of order, destroyer of nonsense, and single-handed preventer of total collapse. So, when Margaret approached the mystery hamper sitting smack in the middle of her desk, she did so with the same caution normally reserved for dealing with a malfunctioning microwave or senior executives with just a quick idea for you. She leaned in, her bifocals perched halfway down her rather pointy nose, a position that gave her the precise look of a woman prepared to pass judgment on both the hamper and the life choices that had led to its existence. She didn't touch it. She didn't breathe too close to it. She simply narrowed her eyes, inspecting it like it might burst into flames or start singing Christmas carols at her. "What?" she demanded. Each word clipped like a pair of scissors. "Is this doing on my desk?" The room fell quiet. Because when Margaret asked a question, you answered it, or you prayed for strength. The tension was palpable. Everyone stopped mid-movement, mid-sentence, and mid-chew. Even the office goldfish, Frank, a creature famously indifferent to workplace politics, paused in solidarity. Fortunately, though, with a 3-second memory, Frank would forget the whole ordeal before Margaret even blinked. No one answered, partly because no one knew, and partly because it was Monday and the coffee machine was still making those concerning gargling noises instead of dispensing the liquid courage everyone needed to survive the day. People stared at the hamper as if it might just explain itself. It didn't. The hamper was enormous, the kind that usually goes to very important clients who pretend they absolutely must give away the biscuits because of their diet. It had a ribbon so thick it could have been used to moor a small boat, a bottle of something sparkly, a wheel of cheese, and a jar of festive piccalilli in a font with the boundless optimism of someone who genuinely believes the snow is coming. Attached was a card, just one line. "To the team who made everything possible, Merry Christmas." No name. The office gathered around it as if they'd discovered a crime scene. Everyone stared, everyone speculated. Was it a mistake, a belated reward? A secret admirer, maybe? It could be a bribe. They'd recently pitched to a sausage roll conglomerate after all, so anything was possible. The theories got wilder. It could be for legal. For legal? They never made anything possible. It might be from the CEO. He once tried to microwave scrambled eggs. The result wasn't good. He wouldn't send cheese. For a long moment, people continued to hold their breath. Margaret continued to stare at the hamper like it had personally insulted her professional integrity. A few colleagues exchanged nervous looks. Finally, Dan from Digital shifted his weight and attempted to speak. I mean, maybe it's for... He trailed off. There was just no safe end to that sentence, and everybody knew it. The hamper sat there, stubbornly festive, refusing to offer any clues at all. Margaret prodded the ribbon with her biro. A collective shudder travelled through the room. Margaret saying was the equivalent to a 5-alarm fire in any other department. Someone whispered, "Oh dear God." Someone else crossed themselves, though they weren't even religious. The goldfish did another concerned lap. Just then, Amit, oh bless him, sweet, anxious Amit, cleared his throat. It was a tiny sound, like a mouse politely requesting attention. But in the silence, it might as well have been a foghorn. He pushed his glasses up his nose. Margaret, maybe we should, ask around? A few team members gasped. One dropped a pen. Someone in the back muttered, "Bold move," as if Amit had just attempted to pet a wild badger or say no to a meeting invite marked urgent by a senior partner. Margaret swivelled slowly towards Amit, fixing him with the kind of expression normally reserved for people who talk in cinemas. "Ask around," she repeated. Amit nodded, but immediately regretted it. He looked like he might faint, or apologise to the hamper, or both. Margaret considered this for a long moment. Then, without warning, she straightened up and declared, "No, absolutely not. We will investigate properly." And with that, Margaret set her biro down like a detective, placing evidence at a crime scene. The team braced because everyone knew when Margaret investigated something, the truth rarely survived intact, and neither did your dignity. Margaret, meanwhile, had gone full Poirot. She inspected the basket, the card, even the ribbon. "It's addressed to a team," she said, "so it's obviously not for me." Silence continued, and it was getting even more uncomfortable. Asking around in an office triggers 3 things: territorial panic, passive-aggressive generosity, someone inevitably crying, and all 3 happened before 11 a.m. Every department insisted the hamper was definitely not for them, Margaret, while simultaneously looking offended that it wasn't. Facilities said it wasn't theirs, but they'd happily dispose of the cheese responsibly, of course. Finance said they would check the ledger, which meant they absolutely wouldn't. Sales declare loudly that they deserved it more than anyone else. We keep the company afloat, which is exactly why no one wanted them to have it. Meanwhile, the hamper continued to sit on desk 14 like some kind of festive hostage. By lunchtime, Margaret had had enough. She stood up and declared, "Right, if no one owns this hamper, then we are all going to earn it." There was a pause. The kind of pause that happens when a normally understated woman announces she's now running a Christmas boot camp. Margaret, what do you mean, earn it?" asked Amit cautiously. Margaret fixed him with a look so serious it could have curdled milk. "We're going to decide what we actually do that makes things possible around here. Then we'll see who the hamper truly belongs to." It was absurd, but also weirdly compelling. And that's how at 2 p.m. on a Monday in December, the marketing team found themselves creating a list entitled "Everything We Actually Do That No One Notices." They filled it quickly, fixing last-minute decks, translating cryptic emails, rewriting copy that reads like it had been generated by a tired Victorian ghost, buying last-minute client gifts because someone forgot, keeping the calendar saying, "Calm your people down, making things make sense." By 3 p.m, the list was 3 pages long. By 3:30, they'd added examples. By 4, they'd mapped who did what. By 4:15, they'd realised half their pain comes from each other not knowing who did what. By 4:20, they'd made a new system. A simple one, clear, obvious, logical. The kind of system someone should have created years ago. They stuck it on the wall. And in that moment, looking at the clean, calm clarity of it, Amit whispered, "I know this sounds weird, but I feel kind of good." Margaret nodded, softened. That's because this is what we're actually good at, she said, making things make sense. At 4:45, the mystery was finally solved. A very red-faced junior from business development shuffled over. Hi, I think the hamper was supposed to go to the manufacturing team. I put the wrong desk number on. They handed it over. The office groaned, and yet the marketing team didn't look too disappointed. Not really, because the hamper hadn't been their gift. The clarity had. So, what happened with the hamper wasn't about food or gifts or cheese with emotional issues. It was about clarity, the rarest currency in any workplace. Here's the research stitched beneath that cosy nonsense. Number 1, group mapping reduces burnout. Studies on occupational stress show that shared clarity of roles is one of the biggest predictors of lower burnout. A simple team map reduces invisible labour and invisible frustration. 2, people work better when they understand their actual contribution. It's not enough to do the work. People need to see it, name it, and know how it fits. Marketing felt lighter, not because of the hamper, but because for the first time in ages, they understood their own impact. Number 3, micro-clarity builds trust in minutes, not in months. Trust doesn't grow from grand speeches. It grows from moments like this. We know what we do, who does it, and why it matters. Margaret unlocked the power play of make it matter on our career flywheel without trying. Build clarity, test understanding, and deliver alignment. That's it. That's the whole move.
Small shifts, sharp impact. These are quick-fire career moves, real things you can do before your next coffee refill.
So the key messages for you are that sometimes it takes a ridiculous moment to reveal a serious problem. But clarity isn't a luxury. It is actually your oxygen. And when people see their real value, they stand taller. So your quick-fire move for this week is to gather your team or even just your brain and write down everything that you do that no one notices. You'll be amazed at how much of your invisible workload becomes visible. And once it's visible, you can shape it. If you enjoyed this episode, hit follow and leave a review. Think of it like gifting me a digital tin of Quality Street, only I don't have to pretend to like the Strawberry Delights anymore. And if work turns into a festive bin fire of people problems, you know where to find us. We fix that stuff for a living. Just email me, caroline@inspireyourgenius.com with the word help in the subject line. So, Merry Christmas, legends. Remember, make your move, even if it's tiny, especially if it's tiny.